Good morning, everyone. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. With this quote of Swami Vivekananda, we are glad to have you on the yet another episode of Civilspedia's daily current affairs analysis for the day of 27th September, brought to you by Shankar IAS Academy. And kindly don't forget to click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon for receiving on-time notification. Together, we will keep learning and growing. Before getting into the today's topic discussion, there is a small and important announcement that the Shankar IAS Academy is going to start the batch 2 of pre-storming test series exclusively for the UPSC Prelims test series starts from 16th October 2026, and this batch will be of an weekend batch and it is available in both online and offline mode, and it is also available in all the branches of Shankar IAS Academy. So please register yourself for this exam to increase the probability of getting selected by the UPSC. And these are the list of topics taken for the today's topic discussion, and the first topic is of the Agni-Prime missile, which is being successfully tested based on the rail-based mobile launch system. And the second topic is of the Dugong Conservation Reserve, which is recently having the recognition of the UN body. And the third topic is of the Department of Telecommunication and Financial Intelligence Unit's recent memorandum of understanding. And the fourth topic is very dynamic topic related to salt and sodium physiology and its historical significance and relevance with respect to the Gandhi's national movements known as civil disobedience movement or Salt Satyagraha. And the fifth topic is Prelims Focus, where we discuss about the important current affairs relevant to the UPSC Prelims. This news article from The Hindu is about the recent successful test fire of Agni-Prime missile system from the rail-based mobile launcher system. And what is the highlight of this news is that the successful test fire was conducted on 25th September, and this successful test fire of this Agni-Prime missile system from the rail-based mobile launcher system is the first of its kind with respect to the India's defense, and it is being jointly developed by the Defense Research and Development Organization and Strategic Forces Command of India. And the range of this Agni-Prime missile system is up to 2000 kilometers, that it ranges operate between 1000 to 2000 kilometers of range, and it also has been categorized as the intermediate range ballistic missile. And what is the significance of this missile system is that it has been launched from the rail-based canisterized launch system. What is this canisterized launch system? Is of that the missile system was kept in a closed airtight container or the cell to prevent it from dust, moisture, and the temperature range variations. And this canisterized launch system based on the rail-based launch system will enhance the rapid deployment as well as the rapid operability of this missiles, and it also enhances the mobility of the missile system from one place to another. And the another peculiar significance of this Agni-Prime missile system based on this rail-based launch system will enhance the low visibility with respect to the opponent's eyes. This stealthiness of this missile system will also enhances the survivability of these missiles. And the another version, that is the road mobile version of this Agni-Prime missile, has been already inducted into the India's defense. And this development of this Agni-Prime missile system based on the rail-based launch will place India among the select nations using this type of launch capabilities. And with respect to the Agni-Prime missile system, it has been categorized as the next generation intermediate range ballistic missile. So we need to note that it is the type of ballistic missile, not the cruise missile, and it uses two stages for its deployment and usage of solid fuel. And with respect to the usage of solid fuel, this is very peculiar with respect to this Agni-Prime missile system based on the rail-based launch. Based on that, this solid fuel can be used for a long time without degeneration or degradation comparatively to the liquid based fuel system. So this solid fuel can be asked in our UPSC prelims, and there is a previous year question which was asked on the year of 14 with respect to the Agni 4 missile system. So we need to be very clear about what is the fuel type that was used on the missile system. and there is a statement based on that in the which was asked in the year of 2014, previous year question of UPSC prelims. And the Agni-Prime missile system has the range operability of 1000 to 2000 kilometers, and the design, as we discussed, has the specific design of canistered structure and comparatively very lighter in weight, and it also has the enhancement of improved navigation and guidance. As this is a ballistic type missile, it uses only the trajectory path for its navigation and guidance. So we need to also clear about what is the technology that involves in this process of deployment of this missile system. And the main purpose of this development of this Agni-Prime missile is to fill the gap between Agni 1, which has the range operability of 700 kilometers, and the Agni 2, which has the range capability of more than 2000 kilometers. So bridge the gap between this Agni 1 and Agni 2, this Agni-Prime missile system will be a effective alternate. And it also strengthens the India's policy with respect to defense, such as the credible minimum deterrence under the no first use policy. And what is this rail-based mobile launch system? That it has been launched from the rail-based, that is the track-based mobile launch system, and it has the following advantage: that it has been the greater survivability, it enhances the greater survivability. As I said earlier, that the rail-based launch system will be of less visibility to the opponents, and it also enhances the survivability, that is harder to detect. And the rapid deployment, and it has been rapidly deployed into any area with respect irrespective of its terrain capabilities. And it also has the specific advantage that it has been used as the second strike capability enhancement, that if India has been attacked first by our opponent, it enhances the second strike capability. After getting the strike from the opponent, we can easily strike back. This is the second strike capability. This rail-based mobile launch system will be of this alternative to India, that it enhances the capability of second strike capability. And comparatively compared to the other nations which are using this rail-based mobile launch systems, are USA, Russia, China, which these are all the countries which is using the rail-based missile launch system. And a quick gist about the Defense Research and Development Organization, which is being established on the year of 1958, which works under the Ministry of Defense. And the primary role of this Defense Research and Development Organization is to create indigenous defense, or to involve in the indigenous production of defense research and development categories, and which having specific to the development of missile systems, integration of radars, and the integration of artificial intelligence, and to create defense equipments with respect to the naval and the air-based defense systems. And we also has to know about the Strategic Forces Command, which was very rarely seen in news, which was established in the year of 2003, and it is also a part of India's Nuclear Command Authority. And the primary role of this Strategic Forces Command is to manage and operationalize India's strategic nuclear arsenals. So we need to very clear that this is the primary organization which focuses more on the nuclear arsenal with respect to the India's defense, and it also devises strategies and the deployment and also the security provided to this nuclear arsenals with respect to the India's defense. So we also has to know about DRDO. Even though we frequently came about this DRDO in news, we will be seeing this Strategic Forces Command very rare in news. So there may be possibility of asking questions from the dimension of Strategic Forces Command from defense perspective of India. Moving to the prelims practice question with reference to India's missile capabilities, consider the following statement. Agni-Prime is a solid fuel missile with range of up to 2000 kilometers, designed to bridge the gap between Agni 1 and Agni 2. And the second statement, the Strategic Forces Command under the Nuclear Command Authority is responsible for managing India's nuclear arsenal and operational missile forces. And the third statement, rail-based missile launch system are unique to India and no other nation has deployed such systems. Which of the above statement is or correct? And in this question they have asked about the correct statement, and by going through all these three statements, by with respect to the third statement we can easily arrive at the answer by interpreting that this system is not very unique to India, as the other nations, no other nation has deployed such system is a incorrect statement, because other nations such as USA, China also has this type of rail-based mobile launch system. We can easily eliminate the third statement. By eliminating the third statement from the option, we can easily arrive at the answer that option A will be the correct answer. Yes, option A will be the correct answer. This news article from The Hindu is about the dugong species, and the India's first dugong reserve in the Palk Bay got its recognition from the IUCN Congress. And in the introduction, I have wrongly mentioned or incorrectly said that the recognition was provided by an United Nations body. So please note the change or correction that it was not the United Nations body, it was IUCN Congress. And with respect to this Dugong Conservation Reserve, which was established in the year of 2022 at Palk Bay, the established year was 21st September 2022 by the Tamil Nadu government under the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. And the location of this Dugong Conservation Reserve located on the northern Palk Bay region with the spread of around 448.34 square kilometers, and the habitat distribution of this dugong species found across the 12,250 and more hectares acres of seagrass meadows will be the habitat for this dugong species, and this seagrass meadows will be the feeding grounds of this or the staple source of energy available for this dugong species. And the global recognition of this dugong species, dugong conservation reserve, got recently recognized by the IUCN, that is International Union for Conservation of Nature's World Conservation Congress 2025 at Abu Dhabi has recently recognized this Dugong Conservation Reserve and the effort taken by the government to preserve or conserve this species from extinction. And this recognition was provided by the voting method, which was abundantly shown the support of 98% government in favor of the conservation efforts, and it also recognized the Dugong Conservation Reserve, and the 94.8% of the NGOs also in favor of this recognition of this Dugong Conservation Reserve. And who is the proposer of this Dugong Conservation Reserve to be get recognized under this IUCN Congress was the Omkar Foundation, and the initiatives which was discussed at this Congress was the bamboo and coconut rope frames. This bamboos and coconut rope frames was seagrass revival, which is the staple food of this dugong. With the community participation, involvement of community participation will be the topic of discussion, or also being discussed for the improvement in the population of this dugong species, and it also improves the population of seagrass species. So this seagrass is distinction from the sea algae or marine algae. So we need to have a clear distinction with this, that is seagrass is different from sea algae. So please note that. And this seagrass will be the primary food of dugong species, and the primary aim of this recognition or providing this recognition is to strengthen the monitoring progress and to promote the sustainable fisheries at that area, and also replicate models across Indian Ocean region. So what is the model to be replicated in the Indian Ocean region was the innovative method, that inclusion of bamboo and coconut ropes frames by the community participation for the revival of seagrass is the innovative method that to be replicated across Indian Ocean region. And with respect to this species of dugong, the binomial name was dugong dugon, and the distribution of its population can be seen on the warm coastal waters of Indian Ocean Red Sea and Pacific Ocean. So we need to note that Red Sea will be the western extension of its population distribution. It will be the extension of western limit to which the dugong has been found. So there may be possibility that the earlier there is a question which was asked in the UPSC prelims of 2015 regarding this species dugong. So we need to note that this dugong's western extension or the population distribution can be found even though in the Red Sea region. So this will be very important. And in India, it can also be found in the Indian Ocean regions such as, or Arabian Ocean regions of India such as Gulf of Mannar, Palk Bay, Gulf of Kutch, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And these areas are the primary distribution of its population, and this dugong is a only herbivorous animal or only herbivorous mammal to be found on the Indian waters. So this may also be reflected in our UPSC prelims, such a statement that it is the only herbivorous mammal to be found in the Indian Ocean or the Indian waters will be the correct statement. It is not the incorrect statement. So please kindly note of it that it is the only mammal or the herbivorous mammal to be found in the Indian waters. And the ecological role played by this dugong species is also very significant, that it grazes on the seagrass meadows and maintain the maritime ecosystem balance. And this dugong species is also found on the intermittent in the food chain of energy. So for intermittent species, it plays a crucial role by maintaining the population or containing the population of sea grass growth in abundant in waters. So it grazes the sea grasses which was found abundant in the shallow waters by containing this population of seagrass, and it also be and served as a prey for other predatory species such as sharks and other species which preys on this dugong. And the primary threat available for the dwindling in population of this dugong species are the loss or the decreasing the numbers of seagrass population as well as the density of the seagrass. And the major reason for its population declination was the degradation of the seagrass in the shallow waters because of various pollution activities, which is also a primary reason for its population dwindling. And the loss due to fishing nets, it will entangled into the nets thrown by the fishermen, which is also a primary reason for or a threat for its existence. And the other reasons are hunting and climate change, which also plays a crucial role or acts as a threat for this species existence. And the protection and conservation status with respect to this dugong species, or it has been classified as vulnerable in the International Union for Conservation of Nature's Red List data book, and under the CITES it has been classified as Appendix 1, which is the highest level of protection provided to a species, and the commercial trade of this dugong is prohibited. And with respect to the Indian context, that the Indian Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 provides the highest protection status, that is the Schedule 1, and India is also a signatory to the Convention on Migratory Species. So these are all the important conservation status, and the organization associated with the conservation of an animal with respect to the environment is also important for our UPSC prelims. So please note that India is a signatory to the Convention of Migratory Species since 1983. So India is also a species to conserve this dugong species under this Convention of Migratory Species, which is being listed under Appendix 1 and 2 of this CMS. And what are the various government initiatives taken to conserve or to maintain adequate population of this dugong species are Dugong Recovery Program of Government of India and the Dugong Conservation Reserve, which was exclusively taken initiative of Government of Tamil Nadu in the year of 2022, and the community led seagrass restoration projects. As we discussed earlier, they used bamboos and coconut ropes for the enrichment of seagrass, so that it will eventually increase the population of dugong in that area. And moving to the prelims practice question with reference to dugongs, consider the following statement. First statement, dugong is listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species. Second, it is included in Appendix 1 of CITES, which prohibits international trade. Which of the statement given above is correct? And with respect to this question, it is being listed as vulnerable in the IUCN Red List, so the first statement is correct. And the second statement is also correct. It has been included in the CITES Appendix 1, which prohibits international trade. So the answer may be, answer will be option C, both 1 and 2. And with respect to this dugong species, there is an associated species in the earlier time, or in the history, there is a species known as stellar sea cow. This dugong is also known as sea cows. There is a sea cow known as stellar sea cow, which is being estimated as extinct in the earlier time. So please note that this may also be asked in our UPSC prelims. With this, we move to the next topic. This news article from the Press Information Bureau is about the recent signage of Memorandum of Understanding between the Department of Telecommunication and the Financial Intelligence Unit of India. And what is the highlight of this news is that the Memorandum of Understanding has been signed based on the objective to strengthen the India's fight against the cybercrime activities and the misuse of telecom resources, as well as to curb the financial fraud activities. And what are the highlights or the key features of this Memorandum of Understanding signed between the two bodies, or to involvement of the specific indicators such as the financial fraud risk indicator, which is being jointly developed by this Department of Telecommunication and the Financial Intelligence Unit for the real-time classification of mobile numbers in the classification such as medium, high and very risk categories. And there is also a proper or mutual exchange of data between the Department of Telecommunication and the Financial Intelligence Unit. And with respect to this Department of Telecommunication, it shares the mobile number revocation list, that is MNRL, with the reason for the proper disconnection to the Financial Intelligence Units for their reference. And by mutually, the Financial Intelligence Unit of India also shares the data with respect to the suspicious mobile number linked to suspicious transaction report. This may be also our UPSC prelims importance, that the suspicious transaction report are prepared by which of the following. There may be possibility. So we need to note that the Financial Intelligence Unit of India is preparing this suspicious transaction report and shares this suspicious mobile number list to the Department of Telecommunication for their cross verification and reference to curb the cyber frauds and money mule accounts. And what are the platforms involved for the mutual exchange of this information, as well as for the viability of this Memorandum of Understanding, is that the Department of Telecommunications digital intelligence platform, as well as the Sanchar Saathi platform or Chakso platform are in common. This Sanchar Saathi is a major initiative taken by the Department of Telecommunication, and it also aims to provide reforms and services with respect to the mobile phones as well as the telecommunication services. And this platform will be used mutually by this Department of Telecommunication and the Financial Intelligence Units, and it also used the other platform of the Financial Intelligence Unit, such as the FinNex 2.0 portal. So we need to note that these three are very important for our UPSC prelims preparation, that it can be reflected in our UPSC prelims, such as the digital intelligence platform and Sanchar Saathi platform will be under the Department of Telecommunication under the Ministry of Communication. This will be one statement. And the the FinEx 2.0 portal will be under the purview of RBI. So we have to note that this FinEx 2.0 portal was under the Financial Intelligence Unit under the Department of Revenue, and which will be functioning under the Ministry of Finance. So this will be of UPSC importance, and this platform was used mutually by this organization or this body for the effective curbing of cyber crimes. And the nature of this sharing of data was to mean the real time sharing of data for effective implementation, and to secure the data, and to secure the interest of the public, and to automated exchange between the both the organizations. And with respect to this Sanchar Saathi, as I told earlier, this was developed exclusively by the CDOT, that is Center for the Development of Telematics, that is different from the Department of Telecommunications. This CDAT is also an Indian government body which has developed this Sanchar Saathi portal, which aims to provide reforms and services with respect to the mobile phones and the telecommunications. This Sanchar Saathi portal was developed by this CDOT and managed by the Department of Telecommunication. So we need to very clear that it was developed by CDOT but managed by the Department of Telecommunication under the Ministry of Communications. And what are the cyber security gains with respect to the signage of this recent memorandum of understanding between both the bodies? Is to prevention, that is the early detection of fraudulent mobile connections, and which is able to curb the cybercrime activities, as well as to curb the financial activities related to the cyber security. And it also risk the flagged members integrated into digital payment checks. And the third cyber security gain is to have a provocative action, that apart from taking actions after the reaction has been replicated, it will also have a scope for the preventive intelligence apart from reactive detention, that after an event may occur, the action has to be taken. Apart from this, the action was taken provocatively, and it also prevents the interest of the public preventively. And with respect to the wider ecosystem of integration of these platforms and the mutual exchange of the information between both the bodies will be based on the building of portal on Department of Telecommunications Digital Intelligence Platform. This platform acts as a single point of contact, or this platform acts as the integrating point of various resources from the government machinery, which also has the inclusion of various stakeholders from state and union territory police, and the inclusion of Security Exchange Bureau of India, and the National Payment Corporation of India, and the Financial Intelligence Unit functions under the Indian environment, and also the inclusion of more than 650 banks and financial institutions will makes this platform a holistic and viable one for the proper implementation and the curbing of cyber crimes. And this may also be reflected in our UPSC prelims, that it involves this platform under the inclusion of various stakeholders such as state police, SEBI, NPCI, FIU, and the other 650 banks. So this may be also asked in our UPSC prelims. And the Sanchar Saathi program, which was earlier discussed, has already disconnected 2.84 crore fraudulent mobile connection networks. And the institutions which involved in this memorandum of understanding, we need to note that the Financial Intelligence Unit of India function, which was established in the year of 2018, functions under the Ministry of Finance under the Department of Revenue. So this is also very important, and the primary function of this financial intelligence unit is to collect, analyze and share intelligence on money laundering and terrorism financing. So we need to note that apart from the other institutions which are dealing with the terrorism financing, this financial intelligence unit also focuses on the terrorism financing perspective. And the Department of Telecommunication under the Digital Intelligence Unit, which is a specialized wing to counter misuse of telecom resources, and which also integrates the artificial intelligence and big data tools, which is being developed by this Department of Telecommunication. And the tools are ASTR, which is the integration of artificial intelligence and face recognition for the usage of telecommunication, SIM, that is subscriber identification module, subscriber recognition software. This portal or this platform has been established for the to detect the multiple SIM holders under fake KYCs. And the other tool which was developed by this Department of Telecommunication, or the CIOR, that is the Centralized International Outroamers, which detects and blocks the spoofed international calls, which is being displayed as the Indian with the Indian identity. This has been the specific tool for that purpose. And the other tool was the Sanchar Saathi program, which is discussed earlier. This Sanchar Saathi program provides the citizen reporting and mobile fraud activities on tracking. This Sanchar Saathi program has provided the mobile users a various range of interactions or the reporting mechanisms, such as it can easily by this portal we can easily report any fraudulent activity to the government, as well as it has also the provision for the checking the genuineness of IMEI before buying an mobile phones, and it also has the provision for the reporting of fraudulent activities. And the other thing known as the subscriber can also block the phones or mobile phones which was lost or being stolen, and the subscribers can also check whether the name the mobile number has been registered under their name or not. These are all the provisions provided under this Sanchar Saathi portal. And the indicator that we discussed earlier, that is the financial risk indicators, which ranks the risk rating of mobile numbers. Moving to the prelims practice question, and the question is with reference to the recent steps in India's cybersecurity architecture, consider the following statement. The Financial Intelligence Unit India functions under the Ministry of Finance and is the national agency for analyzing suspicious financial transactions. And the second statement, the Department of Telecommunications Digital Intelligence Unit has developed tools like ASTR and CIOR to curb telecom based financial frauds. And the third statement, the financial fraud risk indicators developed by the RBI classifies bank accounts into different risk categories to detect money laundering. Which of the above statements is or correct? In this statement also they have asked about the correct statement, and the first and second statement was factual and as it is in nature, so the first and second statement was correct, and the third statement was incorrect, because this was not the financial fraud risk indicator was not developed by the RBI, Reserve Bank of India. It was jointly developed by the Department of Telecommunication and the Financial Intelligence Unit of India. So this statement was incorrect. By eliminating the third option from the options given below, we can easily arrive at the answer that A will be the correct answer, option A, 1 and 2. Yes, with this we move to the next topic. This is an beautiful and interesting article from The Hindu, which exemplifies the relevance of salt by comparing the past and present, the relevance of salt, and it acts as a medium of protest and taken as an instrument of protest by our father of nation in the civil disobedience movement, and it also has the narration of relevance over the day-to-day activities of salt, and it also addresses the physiology of sodium. So it is a very interesting article from The Hindu. With this article, we will be addressing more about the salt in the further section of this video. And when it comes to the past, that is the history associated with the salt with respect to the Indian environment, the first thing that came in our mind is the civil disobedience movement, or the Gandhi's mass movement, that is the Salt Satyagraha, which is also known as Dandi March, in the year of 1930. This Salt Satyagraha is a symbol of protest against the British salt monopoly and the levy of high tax over the commodity salt. And this salt was chosen because it is being the daily necessity of the people, which is being made out the high taxation, burden of tax over this salt will create adverse impact over the society, and which also makes the salt inaccessible for the people at that time. And this point will contact, or this made the connection between the politics and the people survival as this salt. And the colonial salt tax is accounted for about 8 to 10% of British revenue, which is comparatively more higher at that time, as salt was made to provide high tax at that time, which made the salt an precious product, or allied product at that time. And this salt prices are often unaffordable for peasants. This makes the peasant community the salt a necessary product which is made inaccessible to them. And even during the famine times, there will be no reduction or remission was provided for this tax, for this commodity of salt. And what is the physiological importance of salt is that the sodium chloride is very essential for our human activities, such as fluid balance, and also regulate the blood pressure. As we know that this sodium chloride is vital for regulation of blood pressure, and the excess amount of consumption of this sodium chloride will lead to other health complications like hypertension and other cardiac related diseases. So this will be very vital for our human activities, and it also plays an essential role in the functioning of nerves and muscles. And with respect to the and by this article, they comparing the earlier times or the past times that was made the salt deprivation, which lead to complication or the states such as the hyponatraemia, which will be of UPSC importance, that this can also be asked in our UPSC prelims, that hyponatremia is related to which of the following. This salt deprivation condition is known as the hyponatremia, which will lead to the complications like fatigues, cramp, or confusions, and in the worst case it can lead to death also. And with respect to the Indian environment, the salt deprivation will aggravate other complications, or the other major associated health concern with related to the salt deprivation is the diarrhea and the heavy sweating, because India was present at the tropical region, which makes the sweating and diarrhea in the to the worst case to the humans. And what is the public health dimension associated with the salt consumption is that during the colonial era, this salt levy of major tax over this salt makes the salt a precious one or the elite one, to make them lack of affordable, which makes the salt not accessible to majority of the people, and it is less affordable, which worsened the human conditions such as diarrhea, and also lead to mortality, that is fatality. And the salt deficiency at that time was aggravated, even it was the major reason, cited as the major reason for the death caused during the famine at the time of colonial era. And by comparing this colonial situation with respect to the modern era, this modern era the salt relevance is not at all and a smaller one, but this modern era has advanced mechanism of salt consumption by introducing salt in various forms such as the ORS, oral rehydration solution, which uses sodium and glucose to prevent diarrheal deaths. We can easily get the ORS from medical shops and other and even we can easily prepare it in home. This oral rehydration solution at present days a vital instrument used to help to revive the people who are suffocating from the dehydration, and this will lack at the colonial time, which will be the reason for the death of many people at that time. And the WHO's recommendation with regarding the consumption of day-to-day salt was the permitted level of 5 grams per day, which is very essential for to prevent the NCDs, that is the non-communicable disease. And what is the basis of comparison? That is that the after the independence, even though salt has the relevance till date, the after independence the salt has been earlier was taxed more. Now it has been exempted from the GST, that is under the GST regime it doesn't comes under the taxation slab. And the current challenges associated with the consumption of this salt was excess intake of this salt by the consumption of various processed foods and junk foods will lead to the other health complications which was not associated with the earlier time was the hypertension, stroke and the other heart ailments. This shows the stark difference of earlier in the past colonial in the past colonial period the salt was deprived and which causes major fatalities at that time because of the salt deprivation, and now the salt was common and it is made accessible to all, but it will lead to other health complications because of excessive consumption of salt. This is the difference that the article beautifully narrates. And what is the basic thing that made the Gandhi to take this salt as a medium of protest or take this salt as a instrument to oppress or to protest over the colonial regime was the salt was taken as a political weapon against the economic exploitation, as salt acts as a medium of economical exploitation at the time, and also it also plays a vital role in the day to day activities and the it acts as a basic necessity for the human consumption. So it gathers masses at mass numbers. So this made the Gandhi to take salt as a medium of protest, and this made the freedom struggle more relatable to the masses, which also the every Indian at that time felt the necessity of salt, and which will gather more masses, and this salt has been taken by this Gandhi in a wise manner. Moving to the mains practice question, Gandhi's choice of salt during the Dandi March reflected both its political symbolism and physiological necessity. Discuss how the Salt Satyagraha connected economic exploitation, public health, and mass mobilization in colonial India. In what ways does the contemporary challenge of salt consumption reflects a shift from deficiency to excess? This is a comprehensive question, and we need to answer it in the between the 250 words. And the first part we have to address that the necessity or the point of contention, that is the salt which the Gandhi has taken during the Dandi March as a symbol of political protest as well as the physiological necessity. So we need to address that. And in the second part, that the Satyagraha connected people because the exploitation of levying more tax on the salt at that time, and the health problem associated with the salt deprivation and the inaccessible of salt and unaffordability of salt at that time, which led to the mass mobilization in the colonial India. And we also have to compare with the contemporary challenge associated with the salt, that we consume salt excessively in the means of junk foods and the processed foods, which shift the deficiency to excess to human health. And we also address the human health as a point of answer from this question. So please take this question and answer it in the comment section given below. We will give the feedback in the comment section itself. With this, we move to the next topic. Coming to the prelims focus, and the first topic is World Maritime Day, which is being observed annually on the date of 25th September. And the theme for the year 2025 will be Our Ocean, Our Obligation, Our Opportunities. And this theme for every year will be set by International Maritime Organization, a specified body under the United Nations. And the focus for the year of 2025 will be to link the global ocean protection, and which also includes the purview of United Nations specific agreement known as the BBNJ agreement. This BBNJ agreement is also known as the Agreement on Marine Biological Diversity of Areas Beyond National Jurisdiction, that is the BBNJ agreement. It is also known as the Treaty of High Seas or the High Seas Treaty. So this may be also a probable UPSC prelims question, and the theme is also very important with respect to our UPSC prelims preparation. And not only for our UPSC prelims preparation, this can also be asked in other examinations or the state examinations. And this BBNJ agreement is also known as the Treaty of High Seas, will be the new implementing agreement under UNCLOS, that is United Nations Convention on Laws of Seas. This United Nations Convention on the laws of the sea is also a type of agreement or the convention which is not an organization, so it doesn't have any headquarters in common. So and with respect to this World Maritime Day, India is celebrating National Maritime Day on every year. National Maritime Day every year on April 15. So this may also be a question with respect to UPSC prelims, not only for our UPSC preparation. It may also reflect in other examinations like SSC examinations, banking examinations, and other CRPF, CAPF examinations. So please have a note of it. And the main objective of this World Maritime Day for the year of 2025 is to highlight the importance of shipping and maritime activities. And it also emphasizes the role of international maritime organizations and its initiative to protect the maritime environment from adverse effects. And coming to the next topic is the 8th annual contractors meeting of 2025 under the International Seabed Authority, which is being organized by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research in association with the National Institute of Oceanography of Goa, and which is being hosted by the Ministry of Earth Science. And the initiative taken by the Ministry of Earth Science is also very important for our UPSC prelims preparation, that the initiatives such as the Samudrayan initiative or the Deep Sea Mission initiative or the Deep Sea Mining initiative and the Matsya 6000 initiative, these are all the some of the initiatives taken by the Ministry of Earth Science to explore the Indian Ocean region, which is being unexplored in the past. And the main objective of this contractors meeting of 2025 is to create a forum for experts and contractors to discuss future of deep sea exploration and resource management. So India is focusing more on the molybdenum exploration and the other exploration activities with related to the India's biodiversity or the deep ocean biodiversity. So we need also have a view over that side of our initiatives to have very aligned with our UPSC preparation. And the next topic is Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, which was launched in the year of 2016 under the Ministry of petroleum and natural gas. And the primary aim of this Yojana is to provide free LPG connection to women from poor households, which also includes the facilities or the which also has the provision of installation of this LPG connection. First refill is also free, and the provision of hose, regulators, and stove will also be provided under this ministry, Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. So we need to clear about this type of yojanas, that it may be very similar in nature, that Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana is specific dedicated scheme for the provision of LPG connection, and there is another program known as Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. So that is related to the street lighting or the lighting initiatives. So we need to clear about that. And the what makes it in news was the recent update provided to this Yojana, with the addition of 25 lakh additional LPG connection to be sanctioned under the year of 2025 to 2026 under this Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. Moving to the prelims practice question, consider the following statement regarding the 8th annual contractors meeting of 2025 of the International Seabed Authority. And the first statement is, the meeting was organized by Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, National Institute of Oceanography, Goa, and hosted by the Ministry of Earth Science. And the second statement is, the objective of the meeting was to bring together expert and contractors to discuss the future of deep sea exploration and resource management. Which of the statement given above is or correct? And we have already discussed about the two statements listed in this question. This is very static, and the basic statements about the topic we have discussed. So both the statements are the correct statements, and the answer for this question will be option C. Both 1 and 2 will be correct. With this, we came to the end of this episode. Hope you guys like the video. Please share your positive comments and suggestions in the comment section given below, and share the video to your friends, and kindly subscribe to the Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel, and don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you for watching the video. Have a good day.